Alright, I think this is video 10, if I remember right. Anyway, I'll figure it out here in a minute. We're going to go ahead and get this video out of the way, and then I'll check. Alright. Anyway, this pocket's clear. We just got our two primary tools out here to help us make our hide sight, either for a scout sniper situation or for an LPOP. Right. Remember now, guys, this is just a civilian, it's military and civilian thing put on by Verusteleka, okay, the military march, right, the Verusteleka military march. But it's designed to keep people in shape. It's designed to get people interested in being a Minuteman type scenario. It's designed, you know, to have a bit of cohesion between, you know, regular military forces and the civilian crowd, to get everybody kind of together and to keep everybody prepared to, you know, defend the country, right? Defend your way of life against invaders, foreign invaders, okay? And to protect against foreign and domestic, right? That's in the U.S., it's foreign and domestic, all right? So it's kind of like what this is all about. So we need to try to be kind of realistic, right? Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So this is the way I think about my zippered pockets. Okay, left, it's open. Right, it's closed. Right? Okay, so this is clear. I'm going to leave it open now, but this is just something that I wanted to bring up. Alright? Because people need to standardize, especially when they have a group. If you have a group, you need to standardize all your kit. Everybody needs to have all their stuff in the same places, and they have to come to an agreement on what's where, because nobody has time to think in an emergency. Okay, you just need to get it done. All right. All of this extra strappage that one normally has with an Alice, right? I have elastics here, okay? And these elastics probably came off of a modern Rhodesian recce rig, okay? They probably did. I got one here and one here. Alright, so also in the past I put a tri-glide on here with this attached. It works pretty good until you want to like add or remove things from these straps, right? So this rucksack had tri-glides on it, and then I just took the sewing off of the tri-glides and the end of the straps and just converted it back to this, and I put these, right? Okay, so here is our regular draw cord. Alright, so that's clear. So now we have, that's the top of the ruck, right? I have 3 more pouches here, 3 more pouches here, and the sausage roll, okay? And then we go to the inside. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to loosen up this compression strap. See that compression strap? Alright, it's not going anywhere. It's right there. It's in the webbing. Alright, so over here on the frame, near where your shoulder straps connect, is where I have a ladder lock buckle on each side. Okay, now all I gotta do is get over here to the frame, and then I'll just grab the ladder lock buckle, and I'm just gonna pull on that. Alright, see how that came out there like that? So I got a bit of leeway on each side. Okay, I'm gonna do a reach around here and grab that ladder lock buckle. I'm gonna get the bitter end out there so it can freely move. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull on this side. Okay, so between the middle and then the side. So see, I got some slack there now. Now whatever was compressed is now not compressed. Alright, so I'm going to take this stuff out. So if I'm on the move for a while and I don't need it, I sew my cord locks, I sew my tabs together here, my pull tabs, right? I talked about this. This is a very important bit of kit. Bug suit. So this is a top and bottom. Has a zipper so that you can eat through there if you need to. But I have one of these. You know, because ticks, mosquitoes, midges, etc. are a reality in the world. Alright? And you should always have this. Always. It's very lightweight. And in this, see, this is divided by a high vis panel here. These are London Bridge. Alright. A buddy of mine gave me a couple of pouches. Made in UK. Not expected. K-N-O-T, expected. So I used one of them for my fire kit, right? So in my fire kit, I've got your typical stuff. I got 3 lighters there. One of them has an extended bit there, okay, like a pipe lighter type thing. And then I've got a fire steel with a striker. I've got a stick of fat wood, and I have matches here. This is a very old match safe case. It used to have a flint striker on the bottom there, but inside there I have a special magnifying lens that I keep in there, and it's in the cap. So it's actually a convex magnifying lens, which I think that I scavenged that out of a microscope, I think. But it's plastic. It's so it must not have been a very expensive microscope. It's not real glass. But it's in there and it works. And then I've got the Titan matches. These are big matches. UCO Titan matches. And I take off the striker from the outside and I put it inside. Alright? There's no sense in having that exposed. Since these are not light strike anywheres. Okay? Strike anywheres means that you don't even need that. You could just strike it on any rough surface and it will strike. But those have been banned in a lot of places, which is kind of stupid. Mostly because of adults who can't control their young. Alright. Put this in. Alright. Notice these can kind of clang around a bit, right? So you want to secure that stuff. Kind of put that in there. In this bag. Kind of like stick this bag in there. Kind of shove that in there in a certain way. And then give it a little jiggle test. Doesn't make any racket. Alright, not bad. Alright, so this pocket's clear. I'm going to go on to the center pocket. I am not going to clear this pocket because this is all medical stuff for my feet and whatnot, right? Also, there's a bag of antacids here because you never want a sour stomach, right? You don't want anything to distract you from the mission. So you don't want a sour stomach. You need nice antacids, and try a bunch of different ones to find out what works best for you and get more. This is aspirin and ibuprofen with several bits of cotton in here. And the way I do this is, you notice you can hardly even hear anything. It's almost soundproof. But I put cotton in the bottom, I put my tablets in the middle, and I put cotton on top. In this particular bottle, it's just a bottle. It says ibuprofen on it. But it locks, alright? It locks without screwing on. And the way it does, it's got a pointer and a pointer, and you point them to each other, and then it pops open. Alright? So then I just point to point, put it back, turn it 180, it can't come off. Right? So, like I said, moleskin and whatnot in there. Most of this is geared towards my feet. So I got KT Care, I got moleskin, and all that. So I'm going to put that back in there. I'm going to keep this stuff together because this is going to go wherever I need it. This is because we are in a situation that we could have ICBMs take out New York City at any moment these days. So, since I live in New England, fairly close to New York's, we got a saying for it, but I won't say it here on video. IOSAT. Okay, so these are for nuclear fallout, radiation, whatnot, right? So I got that in there. Let's see here. So yeah, there's that stuff. And then this is the KT blister prevention, right? It's I put the instructions there because this is a product that I have never used before, but it's got very high, very high reviews, very high feedback on that. So I got that, and then I got several packs of moleskin there. I've got surgical shears. I've got surgical tape. I've got electrical tape because everybody needs electrical tape, you know. I've got a roll bandage. I've got all your other typical bandages here. I also have the sewing kit. You know, if one of your buttons gets a little loose, or you gotta swipe a button from one part of your uniform to secure up your crotch buttons or something, you gotta have that. Or if you need, I've got suture kits here as well if I need to sew myself up, which that is always a possibility when you're on your own, right? Yeah, so you always gotta have the goodies. Otherwise, you could be, really like doing yourself a disservice. Some of these things are just in case, which you try not to do. You try not to pack just in case stuff. It, needs to be purposeful. Try to keep that in mind when you're packing your kit. Man, we are out of video time again. Righty-tighty, left to right. Alright, we're not going to say clear on that one because I'm keeping all this kit together because I may change out from this rucksack to a different one for October. So, I want to know where that is for sure. Alright, we'll see you in another one.